So we do have one new person with us today. Since this is going to be the video now, I will go over the ground rules. So I'm Sandy. This is arthritis exercise, very gentle form of exercise. Our purpose is to go through the range of motion, take our joints through the range of motion. We work on strength training. We work on balance. We have several ground rules. One is that we don't do anything that's painful. So if a particular range of motion, such as going up over your head with your both arms, if that is painful for you, either don't do it or do it within the range of motion that doesn't cause pain. So maybe you go up this high, maybe one arm goes all the way up, the other arm only goes a short ways. That's fine. But don't do anything that's painful. Another ground rule is that we're breathing through all of our exercise. We never hold our breath, is what I really mean to say. We never hold our breath because that can really elevate your blood pressure. So make sure that you are having a continuous inflow, outflow of air. It might not be the same as mine, but just make sure that you're not holding your breath. We want to be very mindful of having good posture. I encourage you to spend some time during the class seated away from the back of the chair. And the reason I'd like you to do that is because that will make you engage your core muscles to sit nice and erect as you exercise. So if you are not used to sitting away from the back of your chair, that can be very tiring. And I don't want you to be uncomfortable. So if you find you're sitting out here and 5 or 10 minutes later, it just doesn't work for you, go back, maybe do an exercise sitting against the back of your chair, but then move forward again, challenge yourself and engage those core muscles to enable yourself to sit nice and tall. To make sure that your shoulders are relaxed, but also back and down. And I will remind you of all this as we go through the exercises. So we always I always start off with some deep breathing. We're going to put one hand on our belly, the other hand up here on our rib cage. Our goal is to move our breath deep down in our belly. So you will find that as you take a deep breath in, your stomach is going to expand into that bottom hand. As you exhale, that bottom hand is going to go back to neutral. It takes some time and patience and practice to get your breath deep down in your belly, because for a lot of us, our breath wants to be up here. And that can make you very anxious. Your breath is right up here. If ever you feel anxious, think about it for a moment. Where do I feel my breath? And you might feel it like right here. And that was where that word uptight, I've been told, comes from. So we want to get our breath deep down in our belly. If you practice that during the day, you'll find it really helps to relax you. So we're going to do that right now. One hand on our belly, the other hand on our rib cage. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Exhale. Breath in. And exhale. So we're going to start with a little warm up, sitting nice and erect, shoulders back and down. We're turning our head to the right, 2, 3, coming back to center, and left, 2, 3, and center. Right, 2, 3, center, left, 2, 3, center, right, 2, 3, center, left, 2, 3, center, right, 2, 3, center, and left, 2, 3, center. We're going to roll our shoulders. We're going to do it very slowly so that you can really try to get as full a range of motion as you can. So we're going to roll our shoulders forward, up, back, and around. Forward, up, back, around, forward, up, back, around, and forward, up, back, and around. We have our arms out at our side now with our palms up. We're going to go gracefully up over our head and cross, down in our lap and cross. Again, up over head and cross, down and cross. Make sure that you are in your pain-free range of motion. Down and cross, and again, and cross, down and cross, and relax. Now we're going to warm up our hands. So we've got our hands in our back, palms up. We're going to make a loose fist. Extend, curl, extend, curl, and extend, curl, extend, curl, extend, and relax. Now we're going to twist from the torso. So think about this twist starting at your belly button. What it looks like is we're twisting to the right with our torso and then our head and neck follow. So we don't want to lead with our head and neck. We want to lead with our torso and then our head and neck. We can do this with arms folded across our chest, or we can do it with our hands on our hips. So whichever is the more comfortable position for you, we're turning, twisting, looking right, 2, 3, and center. Turning, twisting, looking left, 2, 3, and center. Right, 2, 3, center, left, 2, 3, center, right, 2, 3, center, left, 2, 3, center. Once more, right, 2, 3, center, left, 2, 3, center, and relax. I like to give an explanation. Some of these exercises as to why we do them, because I think it makes it more meaningful to you. I know I like to understand why I'm doing something. Sometimes as we age, it can be more and more difficult to have that ability to twist our torso and look over our shoulder. And we want to maintain that or even improve that so that we can see what's going on around us, because that will help prevent falls. And that's one of the things I think I did not say when I talked about strength training, balance. One of our goals in this class is fall prevention. So being able to twist from the torso without losing your balance and look over your shoulder can be very useful. If something is happening around you, you want to see what's happening and at the same time prevent falling. Okay, we are now going to do our kick punch. That looks like this. So you'll notice a couple things. We're working with opposites. So we're going to start by kicking with our left leg and punching with our right arm. Now, it's very important that your kick be low enough so that you're not compromising that straight, erect back. I'm going to exaggerate when I show you what not to do. You do not want to be doing something like this because now you no longer have a straight back. So if in order to maintain that straight back, you are only sliding your heel out on the floor, then that's fine. That's what works for you. You do want to make sure that when you kick, you have a straight leg so we don't have a bend in our knee. Okay? We will start with kicking left, punching right, kicking right, punching left, kicking left, kicking right, kicking left, kicking right, kicking left, kicking right. One more, kick left, kick right, and relax. We're going to clasp our hands, place them under our right thigh, and we're lifting our right knee so that our right foot is about 4 to 6 inches off the floor. We're going to make some nice slow circles with our ankle. So take a look at what you're doing here. Make sure that it's not your knee that's moving. Want to just isolate it to your ankle. So it's a small circle. You'll notice my pace. It's a pretty slow circle because I'm concentrating on that range of motion. And now we'll go in the opposite direction. And now we're going to flex up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. We're going to rotate the sole of our foot in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and relax. We're going to go to the other side. Before I do that, I will comment that I do see some knees involved. So I'm going to try to show you what not to do if I'm not sure I can. Okay, this is what we do not want to do. We don't want to get that knee involved. So the knee, you'll see, is not moving. And I have a little ankle movement. Now your ankle movement might not be that big. Maybe just have a little, very small movement. That's fine. But be satisfied with it just being your ankle. So we're not looking for big movement here, but we want to make sure we've got the right muscles working. And the purpose here is ankle strength and flexibility. And again, that's going to help you to prevent falls. So here we are now with the leg that we haven't worked yet, clasping our hands, putting them under that thigh, lifting that knee so your foot is 4 to 6 inches off the floor. Small circles. Take a look at that knee, make sure it isn't moving. And now reverse direction. This is looking better now. This is looking better. And we're going to flex up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. We're rotating the sole of our foot in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and relax. We're going to have a drink of water, and we're going to stand for our calf stretch. We're going to stand behind our chair. So we're standing behind our chair, and we're going to bend our right knee over our right foot. We've got our left leg, our left foot behind us. Our left foot is flat on the floor. So take a look at your toes. Make sure all of your toes are oriented straight forward. Nothing's off to an angle. We're going to stand nice and erect. We're not looking down at our feet. We're looking forward. and put some weight on that rear foot, on that left foot. And when you do that, you should feel a good stretch in your left calf. We're going to go to the other side, bending our left knee over our left foot, extending our right leg behind us with our right foot flat on the floor. Same thing, we want to look at our toes, make sure everything is oriented straight forward, nothing's off to an angle, and put some weight on your right foot, on the rear foot. As you do that, you should feel a very good stretch in your right calf. Does everybody feel that? Yes. Good answer. Yes. It's a right answer. So before we have a seat, we are going to do something we haven't done in a while, which is the pelvic dips. And this can help to relieve lower back discomfort. So we are going to stand with our feet about shoulder width apart, and we're going to bend forward slightly from our hips. We want to make sure we still have a flat back, open chest, and we're going to think about our pelvis being like a bucket. We're going to tilt forward, tilt it back, tilt forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. For the purpose of the video, I'm going to stand like this. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, and relax. And you may have a seat. So having flexibility in your pelvis can really help to relieve back, lower back. Okay, we are going to start up here at our head, working down toward our toes, going through a range of motion. And we'll start. This will be a good time to take some time to sit away from the back of your chair, engaging those core muscles to enable you to sit nice and erect. We're going to look up at the ceiling and down at the floor, up at the ceiling, down at the floor, up at the ceiling, down the floor, up at the ceiling, and down. And we're going to tuck our chin like we have a double chin. Tuck, 2, 3, relax. Tuck, 2, 3, relax. Tuck, 2, 3, relax. And tuck, 2, 3, relax. Now we're going to tilt our head to our left shoulder. As we do that, we're going to press down with our right hand like we're pressing against the floor. You should feel a wonderful stretch all along this right-hand side of your body as you do that. We'll go to the other side, tilting our head to our right shoulder, pressing down with that left hand, like you're pressing down against the floor. Now you feel a wonderful stretch all along that left-hand side of your body. Once more on each side, tilting your head to the left, pressing down with that right hand. Now tilting your head to the right, pressing down with that left hand. And we'll come back to neutral. We're going to do the exercise we've done several times for our peripheral vision. And what we want to do is start with our arms out at our side, but we want to be able to, we're looking straight ahead. We're not looking at our hands. And we want to then bring our arms up over our head. And as we gaze straight ahead, see these hands out in our peripheral vision. Down, arms are coming up. And your arms might not be where mine are. Just depends on what is within that periphery of your vision. And we'll do one more. Watching those hands as you raise your arms, making sure they're within that range that you can see them as you gaze straight ahead. And relax. The importance of doing this, of working on that peripheral vision, to be able to see what's going on around you, so that when maybe you're out for a walk, so that you can be aware of what is going on around you. Again, and prevent a fall. So we'll go on. We are going to squeeze our shoulder blades together in this next exercise. It's a very good exercise for your posture because it opens up your chest and strengthens your back. Now, you just make sure you don't hold your breath as you do that squeezing motion. So we're going to sit nice and erect, bring those shoulder blades together and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax and squeeze 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, relax, squeeze 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, relax, and squeeze 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. We have our arms at our side now with our palms facing forward. So we're going to lift from the shoulder, bring our arm parallel to the floor, then bend at the elbow, fingertips come to your shoulders, raise your elbows, extend straight up, get a good stretch. In reverse, fingertips back to your shoulders, lower your elbows, extend your forearm, and lower your arms. So we'll pick up the pace. Raise, bend, raise, extend, bend, lower, extend, lower. Raise, bend, raise, extend, bend, lower, extend, lower. Raise, bend, raise, extend, bend, lower, extend, lower. One more. Raise, bend, raise, extend, bend, lower, extend, lower, and relax. And have a drink of water if you haven't had one recently. I did not get any, I forgot to get some free weights. It's what happens when I'm away for a week. Would somebody please just get me something light, and it can be damaged. It doesn't matter.
You say when you're turning, like when you're turning, when you're backing up, and you've got a blind spot, and even though we have mirrors, still they have a blind spot. So I always thought backing up, put this shoulder on the seat, turn around, and I've noticed that in the last 2 years, the cars turns around and that look for that blind spot on the far side.
Yes.
But fortunately, the side mirrors are much better now.
Well, and the backup, and the, what do you call it? Backup camera. Thank goodness.
Oh, yeah. I know. I don't trust.
Yeah. but that you're right. I mean, and the other a good example is when you are merging onto
Oh, yeah.
onto the highway,
Yeah.
onto the freeway or something. You're coming down that ramp, and you got to look over your shoulder and see if something is coming. Boy, you want to be able to turn to
Yeah.
yeah. So that range of motion is very important. Yeah. Yeah, good point. Thank you. Okay, we are going to reach up and over to the opposite corner of the ceiling. So we want to make sure our first motion is raising up, then over. And we will feel a very nice opening all along the side of our body. So we're going to start with our right arm, reaching up and over to the left-hand corner of the ceiling. Then our left arm reaches up and over to the right-hand corner of the ceiling. Right arm reaches up and over left. Left arm reaches up and over right. Right arm reaches up and over left. Left arm reaches up and over right. We'll do one more on each side. Right arm reaches up and over left. And left arm reaches up and over right. For our wrists, we're going to extend our arms in front of us with our palms down. So we're flexing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and relax. For our inner wrist, we're going to extend our arms with our palms together. We want to try to keep our shoulders down as we bring our hands back to our chest and hold 2, 3. Extend. Hands come back to your chest. 2, 3. Extend. Hands back to your chest. 2, 3. And extend. Hands back to your chest. 2, 3. And relax. An exercise for our hands. We're going to reach across, starting with our right arm, reaching across our body, then rotating, palm up, then individually bringing each finger back to your palm, starting with your little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and now your thumb on top, and bring that fist back. Reach across then with your left arm. Rotate palm up. And it's little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and thumb. Bring that fist back. What's important about this exercise is that you really differentiate each finger, bring them back individually. So we're reaching across with the right, rotate, bringing each finger in, then your thumb, bringing that fist back, reaching across with the left, rotating. Each finger comes in individually, thumb and back, reaching over with the right, rotate. Each finger comes in, thumb and back, reaching over with the left, rotating. Each finger individually, thumb and back. Once more on each side, reaching over with the right, rotating, and fingers come in, back, reaching across with the left, rotating each finger individually, thumb and back, and relax. And now we're just going to shake out our hands. And we want to do this for about 30 seconds or more. We don't want to do it less than 30 seconds. You want to have your hands at heart level, not lower than heart level. And we're just shaking them out. So what we're doing is we're getting that synovial fluid to move in those joints, which should reduce arthritis pain in your hands.
Yeah.
And this, I've been told, is something that you need to do often on a daily basis in order to feel the effects. Okay, you can relax. So we're now down to our abdominal muscles. I'm going to turn my chair so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to start actually with something for our hips, which is scooting from the front to back of our chair. And we're going to lift each hip in order to move ourselves to the back of our chair, then lift each hip as we move forward. So you're going to have some shoulder movement, but you want to try to minimize the shoulder movement and really emphasize that flexibility in your hips, being able to lift those sit bones off of your chair and move yourself. I got a creaky chair. And the next time you get to the forward part of your chair, that's where we're going to stay for the next exercise. So when you get to the front of your chair, stay there. And we want to have our feet firmly planted on the floor in front of us. Feet are probably about shoulder width apart. We want to be near the front of our chair. So what this exercise looks like is we're leaning back from our hips. We've got an open chest. Our back is flat. We are going to almost touch the back of that chair. You see, it's very slow movement. And then we're going to very slowly bring ourselves forward to an erect position. So we want to really feel those abdominal muscles working. You can see it's a very slow movement. And we want to make sure we breathe while we're doing this. So you can either extend your arms out in front of you, or you can fold your arms across your chest. So we're leaning back from our hips and almost touching the back of that chair and bringing ourselves forward. Again, we're leaning back. Bringing ourselves forward. Leaning back. And bringing ourselves forward. And relax. We are going to work our inner thigh muscles by lifting our right knee, keeping it lifted, taking over to the side, 2, 3, back to center, and relax. Now lifting left, taking it over to the left, 2, 3, center, relax. Looking right, over to the right, 2, 3, center, relax. Lifting left, going to the left, 2, 3, center, relax. Lifting right, going to the right, 2, 3, center, relax. Lifting left, going to the left, 2, 3, center, relax. We'll do one more. Lifting right, going to the right, 2, 3, center, relax. And lifting left, going to the left, 2, 3, center, relax. We're going to do some heel toe lifts. We're going to do these very slowly, emphasizing especially lifting that front of your foot, because that's a lot more difficult than lifting your heels. We want to make sure that our starting position is with our feet right below our knees. So in other words, we don't want to have our feet out here, and we don't want to have our feet out back here. We want to have our feet right below our knees, which is probably the most challenging position to lift your heels and lift your toes. So we're going to do this slowly, lifting our heels. And now lifting our forefoot. Lifting our heels, lifting the forefoot. And when you lift that forefoot, feel those muscles in the front of your leg. You can really feel that you're using those muscles. Lifting your heels, lifting your forefoot. Those are the muscles that we use to get up out of a chair. So this is very practical. We'll do it once more. Lifting your heels, lifting your forefoot, and relax. Now we are going to go on with our strength training. So for those in the classroom, hopefully we've got 2 bins now of free weights over here. I think with a pretty good selection, we got a good selection of weights now. We just ordered some new ones. Those of you at home, use either some light free weights, maybe some light small water bottles, or even soup cans will work. So we're going to start. Our first exercise is a bicep curl. Bicep is this large muscle on the front of your upper arm. So we're going to start with our arms at our side, palms facing forward, bending at the elbow. We bring our weights to our shoulders and lower, 2, 3, 4. So we lift, 2, lower, 2, 3, 4, 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 and last one, lift, 2, lower, 2, 3, 4, and relax. And now we're going to work the opposing muscle to the bicep. This will be the tricep muscle, the back of your upper arm. I'm going to swivel around so that you can see this positioning. For this exercise, we are going to lean forward slightly from our hips. Again, we want to have our chest open and a flat back. We're going to start with our elbows bent. And as we kick back, we're going to keep our elbows pinned to our side. So we kick back, 2, forward, 2, 3, 4. 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 And last one, back, 2, forward, 2, 3, 4, and relax. Our next exercise is a back strengthener, very similar to the exercise we did earlier where we brought our shoulder blades together. This time, we're just doing it from a different position and with weights in our hands. So we're leaning forward slightly. We're going to raise our elbows, bring those shoulder blades together, and lower, 2, 3, 4. Lift, 2, 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 lower, 2, 3, 4, and one more. Lift, 2, lower, 2, 3, 4, and relax. Our last exercise today with the free weights is for our shoulders. And what it looks like is this. We're going to lift. We want to be shoulder height or below. We don't want to go above our shoulders. So for those of you who can see yourselves in the mirror, you can easily check that out. Make sure you are shoulder height or below. This exercise can be painful for folks who have had shoulder issues. A couple of options. One, do it without weights. Another option is a lower height. So maybe you're only lifting half of the way or quarter of the way. You are still working on your range of motion and your strength. So getting yourself in position, we're going to lift, 2, lower, 2, 3, 4. 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 And the last one, lift, 2, lower, 2, 3, 4, and relax. So I have a comment. Make sure when you do this again, maybe you're doing it at home during the week. We'll probably do it next week here. Make sure you are lifting with those palms down. So we're not lifting. I'm not sure I can even do this, but we're not, we're not doing something like this. And I see a little bit of that. So that's not us. We are lifting with our palms down like this. And then lower. Okay. So let's put our weights under your chair, maybe under your neighbor's chair, but just make sure it's somewhere where you or your neighbor are not going to fall over those weights when you stand up a little bit later on. Okay, so we are ready to do the sit stand. Sit stand is probably the best overall exercise you can do for yourself because it exercises so many different muscle groups. It strengthens so many different muscle groups. At the same time, you're using your core muscles. But it is not for everybody. If you have knee issues, such that repetitive sitting and standing is painful for you, then don't do the sit stand. It's going to do what's called a quad set. And quad set, let's all do this just to make sure we know how to do this because it is a very good exercise. And it's an exercise you can do anywhere. You can even do this lying in bed. So we are sitting near the front of our chair so we can extend a straight leg. We'll start by extending our right leg. We do not have a bend in our knee. And our heel is on the floor, toes are up toward the ceiling. We're just going to press down pressing down on that large muscle above our knee and hold to the count of 4. Now you'll notice we're not pressing down on our knee. We're probably about 3 inches above our knee. And then we'll go to the other side. Now extending our left leg. Again, we want to make sure we've got a straight leg, heel on the floor, toes toward the ceiling, press down, 2, 3, 4, and relax. Going back to the right, pressing down and hold, 2, 3, 4, relax. And on the left, pressing down and hold, 2, 3, 4, and relax. So this is a good option and a good alternative for those of you who do not wish to do the sit stand. It's also a good option if we're going to do 2 sets of 8 today. And if you find something starts to hurt after you've done a few repetitions, it's probably not going to get better if you keep doing it. So I would have a seat and do those quad sets. We are going to alternate today half stand and full stand. So your half stand looks like this. And of course, your full stand looks like this. A couple things that are very important in doing the sit stand. One, probably the most important, is that you lead with your head. So you want your head to be going straight up. You don't want your head to be going forward because then the rest of your body is going to want to follow. So you want your head to go straight up as you're both standing and then sitting back down. The second thing I'm going to ask you to think about today is when you are sitting, you want to make sure that your knees are not coming in like this. You want your knees to be tracking right over your feet. So you're sitting back down like this. And if your legs are not strong enough yet to enable you to sit like that your knees want to come in, a couple of things you can do. Some people have put up a ball, a big rubber ball in between their legs to keep your knees out there. Or I would do the sit stand, or rather the quad sets, because when your knees come in, that's very bad for your knees. So if you can't do it without your knees coming in, then do something else. Okay, we can either do this with arms extended or arms folded over our chest. If you decide you're going to do this with some weights, you want to keep those weights close to your body. So we're all set here now. We're going to do a handstand, again, leading with your head, and then having a seat. Remembering to breathe, full stand, slowly having a seat. We have had a contest here in this class at one time for the person who sat down most slowly, got a small prize, handstand. And that contest winner is with us today. Our runner-up is also here today. Full stand. So these are things to look forward to if you are new to this class. Where are we here? Full stand, a handstand. Five. Handstand. Okay. And have a seat. Okay. Full stand. Have a seat. And handstand. Have a seat. And full stand. And have a seat. Now we have a little 30-second break here so you can have a drink of water. You can voice any comments, concerns, questions you might have. Okay, everybody ready for your second set of 8? You've decided which of these you're going to do. Assume your starting position. Lead with your head. Half stand. And have a seat. Full stand. Have a seat. And stand. Seat. Full stand. Seat. Stand. Seat. Full stand. Seat. One more of each. Half stand. Seat. And a full stand. And have a seat. Phew. I understand some folks in the class have requested more variety. And I will have to tell you, I was in a class a few weeks ago where we did the stand and half stand starting from the standing position. And I'm not in a position yet to be able to lead you in that, because talk about challenge and confusion. I mean, that is a whole nother orientation to standing and then crouching down into the half stand and then going back up rather than going down. We may or may not be doing that in the future. First of all, I got to make sure I got it. So we're going to do a couple of balance exercises. And I think we'll do one of my favorites. I'm going to ask you to stand in back of your chair. You want to stand in back of your chair so that you can rest your fingertips on the back of your chair as you need to for support. I'm going to stand over here to the side, not because I don't need support, but because I want you to be able to see me, see what I'm doing. So we're going to start with the most stable stance, which is a little bit, our feet are a little bit further, a little bit more than shoulder width apart. Very nice, stable stance. You always want to have soft knees. By that, I mean your knees are not locked. You've got a slight bend in your knees. So let's be in this very nice, stable stance. We are engaging our core muscles. We're not looking down at our feet. Our shoulders are relaxed, but at the same time, they're back and down. And feel that good contact between your feet and the floor. You've got 3 points of contact in each foot. You've got the base of your big toe, the base of your little toe, and your heel. So visualize, think about, feel those points of contact and how stable you feel. And now, if it's something you feel is safe for you, we're going to close one eye. We're going to close the other eye. And we're going to close both eyes. And now slowly open your eyes. We're going to challenge ourselves if you feel this is a good thing for you to do today. Challenge ourselves. The next level is to bring our feet together. So this is not nearly as stable a stance as the feet wider apart. But again, we're going to stand here engaging our core muscles, which is really going to help you with your balance. Soft knees in all of these positions. Shoulders back and down and relaxed. Feeling those points of contact with our feet and the floor. And if you feel stable here, let's close one eye. Remember, you've got that back of your chair to put your fingertips onto as you need it. And now we'll close the other eye. Now we'll close both eyes. And slowly open your eyes. The next level of challenge would be tandem standing. And that is one foot in front of the other. So we'll start with our right foot in front. And we want to have our weight evenly distributed between our front and back foot. Now, if this is too challenging a stance for you, you can have some distance between your right and left foot, horizontal distance. And that's going to make it a little bit easier, a little bit more stable for you. Again, you want your weight evenly distributed between both of your feet. So whether you are in a full tandem stance, heel to toe, or you've got a slight separation there, let's stand there for a moment. And again, close one eye. Close the other eye. Both eyes. Slowly open your eyes. And now we'll do that with our left foot out in front, or whichever foot was not out in front when you did it the first time. Again, whether you are in a full tandem heel to toe stance, or maybe you've got some distance in between, you want to have your weight pretty evenly distributed between your front and back feet. Engage those core muscles and look straight ahead, trying to keep your shoulders back, down, and relaxed. And we're going to close one eye. Close the other eye. And close both eyes. And open your eyes and have a seat. We're going to end our class today the same way we started, with the deep breathing. If you want to make this even more relaxing, you can close your eyes. We got one hand on our belly, the other hand up here on our rib cage. As we take that deep breath in, we're going to feel our belly expand into that bottom hand. As we exhale, that bottom hand's going to go back to neutral. So a deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. In. And exhale. Thank you very much for being here today. Hi, Soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.